Welcome to the Echo Sportscast Spotlight interview.
I'm Paul McLean.
And I'm Dave Dale.
With us today, we have Trista Bernier. We have North Bay Sports Hall of Fame member, Canadian pole vaulter, and personal fitness trainer, and let's say advocate for female health.
Yeah. Well done. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Very recently listed in the top 15 female athletes of North Bay all time.
And soon to be on a list of 100 of top athletes.
Okay, yes.
We might be letting stuff out of the bag that we don't know, but
I didn't know that.
We have an idea. So yeah.
But yes, that's very nice to know.
So welcome.
Yes, thank you for having me.
No, thanks so much for coming in and for doing this and for talking. We've been talking off air, getting ready about having an idea what to talk about. Yeah. And you have a really fascinating experience about pole vaulting and having competed and medaled in the Commonwealth Games. Tell us how you got into pole vaulting of all sports and what led to that.
Okay, so gymnastics was my love, but gymnastics leads very nicely into pole vaulting, as it turns out. I think we all know Brian Risk here. He's been a great contributor to all sports. He introduced me to pole vault in high school, but at that point it was not a woman's sport. It was not recognized. Fast forward to university, I went there for gymnastics. They cut the gymnastics team. By default, I landed on the track team. At that point, it was getting recognized as a female sport. So 1997 at the World Indoors would have been the first time they recognized women's pole vault. So when you're first at doing something, you're a pioneer and you break records and you go far, and it's a lot of fun. So how I qualified for World Indoors, though, was it's the best example of ignorance is bliss ever. Yeah. We were down at a fun track meet in Reno, Nevada. It was just a pole vault mecca. Music's blaring. There's about 4 different runways. But the height is in
feet and inches as opposed to meters, which
right?
would
And
be,
not metric. Yeah. And I don't know. So the higher the bar went, I didn't know what it was, and I just kept jumping it. And after the competition, I found out I'd qualified for World Indoors. I think if I'd known what the height was, I'm almost positive I wouldn't have made that height. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So ignorance is bliss, gold rule there.
You didn't know your bounds. Yeah.
I didn't know what I was jumping, and that's good.
And so where did you go to school?
York University, Toronto. So
it must have been at Chippewa for high school?
Yep. Brian Risk, Chippewa, for sure. So did gymnastics for the first 3 years, and then they cut that, and then, like I said, ended up on the track team.
And then, so the track team, that was kind of standard for them that they would go to different meets in the States as well, or was that even
what happened? I don't know. It was and pole vault was just a fluke. I feel like if you trust the process. If I had a motto for my life, it's just like trust the process. Things just always fall into place. Yeah. Or they end up how they're supposed to. We had a switch meet. I was doing track, a long jump or triple jump, and then at Christmas, all of us on the York team had to switch and try an event they'd never done before. So my roommate and I, gymnasts, we did pole vault because they had so much fun. The pole vaulters were hilarious and fun. And that's how we got into it. But then I think once university was done, I started competing with the track club.
Yeah.
I don't even know what your question was now.
That's all right. So then when you get into that world, and again, like you said, ignorance is bliss, and you're just kind of falling into it, having success.
How did we get to the States? Yeah. It was just a track meet that we were traveling to.
And then that qualifying for the indoors then gets you on Canada's radar?
Yeah. I don't even remember how I did, but yes, then you're competing for Canada. And then I think I got carded. Also a fun story if you want to hear it. So I started to do well. But again, when you're a pioneer, you're doing well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take away from it, but so Nike picked me up as a sponsor.
Yeah.
I was meeting my rep at the Hamilton Spectator Games. So I've been training for, let's say, 2 years in, I want to say, Mizuno's.
Yeah.
I meet my rep at Hamilton, and he's got this massive duffel bag. It's like Christmas. Sign on the dotted line. He's like, you need to
be head to toe
down,
Nike.
Nike, put the shoes on. My first run down the runway, I ruptured my Achilles. Yeah, that was. So I think that was a really good lesson in biomechanics and your feet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Wow.
anyway, so Nike picked me up, and then I think, okay, so what did I do? I did well somewhere. I did well enough to get carded as an athlete.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they still do that now. Like A card, would have been at that time Donovan Bailey.
Yeah.
B card is maybe like top 20 in the world. C card is maybe top 25, top 30 in the world.
And that would probably be before a lot of those programs that, now are centered on trying to help athletes train between games and get them ready, right? Like you were doing a lot of that on your own.
Oh, yeah.
And even what was that like coming home? Did you come home in the summers or were you traveling all the time?
No, yeah. Traveling everywhere, going to camps. Yeah. I trained. I was in Ottawa, then I went back to Toronto, then I tried Jonesboro.
Okay.
I tried because that was known as a bit of a pole vault mecca down there. So I went down to the States and trained there for a year.
And all that time that's going on, does anybody back home have any idea what you're actually doing? Or because I had some good people behind me. Like, I had some sponsorships. I had an anonymous donor, which I still to this day do not even know. For 3 years, I had an anonymous donor. Again, very cool story. But like people were sponsoring me. I want to say Burroughs sponsored my pole vault poles. Okay.
The 14 feet pole vault poles. Yeah. And I think in interviews I've done in the past, I always was like, North Bay, proud to be from North Bay. The support is unreal. Like I was always stressing. So yes, people would have been following me.
And had an idea of what was going on.
Yeah.
And then you went to the Commonwealth Games, medaled in the Commonwealth Games. What was that like? The process leading up to that? Where were they?
Oh, Kuala Lumpur.
Oh wow, okay.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Athletes Village, amazing. The people that put on the whole games, that's just a Commonwealth Games. Like I've never been to an Olympics, although many people think I have, and I don't like to disappoint them. So we can just tell them I did.
Yes.
But let it be known that I never did go to the Olympics. But when someone puts on those kind of, like, it was just so well put on, and huge appreciation for what it takes to undertake to put on something like that. Lots of traveling, but like reeling it back around to trust the process, everything happens. I think I had like one injury too many. So when it was time to retire from pole vault, I was like, well, now what do I do? And then, I think it was wherever I was living in Ottawa at the time, the next door neighbor was like, hey, you're fit.
Yeah.
Can you train me? And I'm like, okay. And then here I am 23 years later training people. But I didn't seek that. I wasn't like, hey, I'm going to be a personal trainer. The woman next door asked me to train her. And then I was like, okay. Then I moved around. I was in a little town of 5,000 people. It was called Dunnville, Ontario.
Yep.
And again, I'm training people. And I'm like, nobody knows me here. If you want to talk about nobody knows I was pole vault. Nobody knows me. I don't know anybody here. And I have clients. So I'm going to move back home where I think people do know my name. Both my parents were teachers. And here we are, 23 years later.
Because, that was when we would have first met. Was
23 years.
Not quite 23, but I was, when we first met up before Lindsay and I got married.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I did train you and Lindsay before you got married.
Yeah.
Totally forgot.
Yeah. So, and so that business just started and then that led, I can remember along the way, lots of different things, and then being involved with CrossFit
opened up the door. Again, fall in your lap. Moved back home, rented a place. Next thing you know, I bought a building. Then I get involved in CrossFit. Now I'm coaching CrossFit, and
What's the name of your business, and where is it? The building?
So Trista Private Training is how I've always been. I started. I still own the building, but I was on Main East. Then I got introduced to CrossFit, and I drank the Kool-Aid hard and fast and furious. And so we've been able to. So the two guys that own CrossFit, Todd Gleason, Jerry Grabiak, we've been able to we work really well together. I've become a coach. I train there. And now I moved in there. So I have a space at the CrossFit gym. And I can't even say CrossFit because they've changed to Fitness 705.
Mm-hmm. And where's that?
Harriet Street by Bort Longyear.
Oh, okay.
So Main West.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And again, that's just worked out really well. The people you meet right along the way, like I'm just through, I had a spin business briefly, Pilates I did boot camps at the overpass. In preparation for coming here, I think I'm floored by the amount of people I've met. Mm-hmm. And that's normal in your job, the people you meet, the people you must meet. But like some people have become really, really good friends. And
that's excellent.
So super rewarding, above and beyond.
Can you guess how many people you've trained so far?
Oh my gosh, no. When I think of the boot camps, so I used to do this boot camp at the overpass. I sometimes had numbers between 20 and 25. Mm-hmm. And apparently you need a permit for that, by the way.
You need a permit for everything in the city.
Yeah.
If you get caught.
Yeah. So
do it on the weekends.
Boot camp. Working. Then I think I did Pilates for a long time. Well, then I think of how many people I met there. Then I did spin classes. How many people did I meet through there? I did this. It was a hit. I don't know why I didn't keep doing it. It was initially called Princess Boot Camp. I think I changed it later on to like Princess Warrior to be more strong female. And I met a ton of, these girls at that time, they were like 11, 12, 13. Now they're like 25, 30. And that was really cool. And now through the gym, and I mean, not even mentioning the personal training. So no, I can't answer that question.
Can you name somebody that you've trained that you can say that you were part of their success later? We might have heard of?
So, yes, I can name someone. Was I part of their success? Probably not. But it's funny because I now sit on the Sports Hall of Fame, right, mm-hmm. the North Bay. And 2 years ago, Dominique Bouchard was an automatic induction because she went to the Olympics. There's someone who actually did go to the Olympics. And I was like, what? I remember training her.
Yeah.
For sure. I had no part of that. But I trained her. I've had some hockey players in through, like a lot of hockey players, a lot of hockey teams. But that's the only one that comes to mind.
What do you like training the most? Like, what do you like doing? You seem like you've done a whole bunch of different training, but
listen, someone that's going to come in and is excited and motivated to be there. That's fun. Now, before this, we sat down to do this. Paul and I were chatting, and I said, if my business has taken a real shift, it's been towards, and this is 100% because of me and my age, is women preparing them for menopause, perimenopause. It creeps up on you and hits you, quite frankly, like a freight train. And so if I could help more women be prepared for that, that would be like another notch on my helping people.
How old are you?
54. No.
I'm brave. I can ask that.
Yeah. 54 in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. And when should women start getting ready for it?
Oh, my gosh.
Because I know it comes early
40.
for some.
So listen, I was telling Paul that just this morning, which I was like, this is interesting. I'm going to bring this up. There is a rise in women's eating disorders in the age of 40 to 60, all because brought on by hormonal weight gain. Whereas used to be, we all know the eating disorder in the young female sports and male too. I'm not, no disregard there. But they're not prepared for this eating disorder that's presenting itself in women 40 to 60.
Is that the potato chip diet?
Well, I think it's this, why am I not sleeping? What's happening to my hormones diet? Mm. Yeah. So I would love to educate women more on that at any point, but preferably before that train hits them.
Mm. Well, I said potato chip diet
because
basically poor eating habits come on when you're dealing with issues, right? And that it's certainly a change in your hormones and
Yeah,
all these
it
other
is.
things. And it's the opposite of the not eating enough. You're just eating a lot of the wrong things because you're going on impulse.
No, you're very right. I did a macronutrient program for years, and I was shocked at how many people don't eat enough. And it's very hard to convince them to eat more. It actually, like, I loved this program. For all my years of training people and all the crazy diets that crossed my desk, I couldn't really jump on board with any of them. I just was like, this isn't healthy. This isn't long-term. This isn't realistic. But then I found this macro program is just carbs, fat, and protein in a very healthy, equal amount, or not equal amounts, but the proper ratios. But to convince people to eat that much food was an uphill battle. They'd be like, I'm going to gain weight. I'm like, please just trust me. Trust the process. There's that word again.
Yeah.
Eh?
I think, and you would know this, is that we're learning a lot more about how your body is programmed due to the food you're eating. And
Oh, yeah.
right? And so if you can eat a ton of good food and your body knows what to do with it, and you're not going to gain the weight like as much, right?
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing.
And you can eat a little bit of bad food and your body doesn't know what to do with it. And then that becomes, and then you binge eat or eating at
Put
the
it
wrong
in
time.
words that better than I did. But and
I'm
correct
like-
me if you can.
Well, I like that 80-20, right? If you can eat well 80% of the time, that's decent. If you can follow when I would give people their macro numbers, if they could follow them 80% of the time, I think you're going to be doing okay. Everything in moderation. There are weddings and birthday parties and celebrations to be had. No secret, everything in moderation, but that's not what I was seeing with people. It was either no carbs, not enough protein, and way too much fat. That's a very generalized statement, but if I worked with 100 people, that was the case for 80% of them.
Mm-hmm. Is there the wrong kind of fat?
Sure. I mean, again, disclaimer: not a nutritionist. I took my courses for sure, but there's good fats. I can answer you that way.
Yeah.
The avocados and the fish, the nuts, those are all good fats. Yeah, I think there's a lot of bad fats, like the trans. Yeah, I think it's the trans fats, right? Mm-hmm. But without getting too much into detail about it, mostly I just wanted to make people aware of fats or carbs or protein. And some people were pretty good, and some people didn't know that fruits and vegetables were carbs.
What about for people, maybe some of the barriers that they have to just fitness and regular fitness, or thinking like how to, and you talked about like the 3 W's.
The W's. I knew that's for, I was like, yeah, right. Good. Okay, so that's right. We talked about this. So right from the get-go, so 23 years ago, I tried to come up with as simple a philosophy as possible. And it was the 3 W's, which were, I was trying to make them free, which is not great business model, by the way, but water, walking, and your own body weight. But that was 23 years ago, and I was not in perimenopause or menopause. I would now absolutely add weight to that. So dumbbells, barbells, lift weights. Unfortunately, not a lot of people know how to do that safely. So if I was going to go out there and educate women, it would be, here's how to back squat without ruining your knees. Here's how to press overhead, because that's going to be important. To try to take away some of these barriers is if somebody came to me and just only bought 5 sessions or 10 sessions, I would say, if you don't know where to start by drinking more water, start by walking. Like, look where we live. It's absolutely beautiful. And I would teach them how to do body weight stuff, squats, push-ups, plank hold, modified burpee, lunges, anything that uses your own body weight. Now, at my age, I am now encouraging women to lift weights.
Why?
Mostly bone density, strength. In some of my clients that are older, I see things that could have been prevented by increased strength, how to recruit your core.
Yeah, you want muscle going into your old age, eh?
We want muscle going in for so many reasons. Again, I'm not a hormone expert, but I know that more muscle is better for your hormones. Plyometrics is a big deal. So one of them, I've read many books and listened to a few podcasts, and the same message was start to incorporate high-intensity interval training, no secret there, sprint work. So if you're on the rower or a bike or a treadmill, sprint intervals, continue to lift heavy stuff. And then this one was a surprise, was plyometrics. So skipping, box jumps, anything that has you leaving the ground. So I'd mentioned to Paul that, so I'm 54, around 50, I was like, maybe it's time to dial it back a bit. Like CrossFit is pretty intense, like throwing weights around. It's for time. It's crazy.
It's over the top.
Yeah.
Destruction of your body.
So awesomely so, though.
Yeah.
But
in a very competitive and supportive.
in a very competitive, supportive way.
Yeah.
But on that note, so I got to come back to that. But you really have to learn how to balance it with injury prevention. Okay, but to finish I thought that I needed to take a step back from CrossFit. I just thought I can't do this anymore. But everything I read and all the research was the opposite. Keep doing it. Keep lifting heavy weight. Don't stop. Okay, where was I going to full circle back to? Oh, injury prevention. I learned quickly. Yoga is saving me. Those crossover bands we do saved my shoulders. Some hot cold therapy. Taking the odd anti-inflammatory when you need to. Yeah, I would also educate. I say women, but I would educate everybody on that if I could. Well, this is why we start with yoga. Every client starts with yoga with me.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the other thing would be I like to pretend, I guess, like I was an athlete going and playing sports on the way up and being a part of it and, trying to train. But a lot of that training was always done on my own. Like here's a weight training program.
Yeah,
I didn't know the first thing about
do.
it. And so then if I wanted to jump into CrossFit, which is kind of how we got back into the idea, but I don't know the first thing about lifting weights. So I could try and do that, and that's how people get hurt. So a lot of what we've been working with is just trying to teach me stuff that people who learned to lift weights at a young age just know instinctively. And I think that's a huge barrier for people to doing things thinking it's overcomplicated and not knowing how to do it. But once you learn it, it makes a huge difference. Yeah,
to that point, I've worked with a lot of sports teams, mostly hockey, but I teach up at the university. I've been up there for like 16 years. I am shocked at the number of young people that are dealing with imbalances, injuries. I'm shocked.
Why?
I think we're missing a big opportunity to teach them how to recruit their core or teach them proper form and technique before loading weights on. I'm looking at them and if I look at my university kids, they're 18 to 20, and I don't understand where all these injuries came from. You're too young to have all these issues. Where are we missing? Is it in grade school? Is it at the coaching level? Is it because of the world is so competitive now and every parent wants their kid to go to the Olympics that it's push, push, push instead of educate? Like stretch, nutrition, sleep, water. I have an injury. What are we going to do about it? Don't push through. I don't know. Are we missing a step somewhere?
Well, I sometimes think we are, because it's like are we spending too much time going to this tournament in Toronto this weekend and we don't have time to get ready or do the proper maintenance because we also have to go to school and we've got to pack this up and we've got to do it. And it's like, go, go, go. And are we missing a step? Are we missing a step in school in terms of like what gym class used to be or physical education? And now, I feel sometimes like it's drifted so far and it's going to affect kids already. There's adults already being affected. There's kids, but like, what are you going to do? It's going to become almost like a currency in life where the people who have physical fitness and have that as they age, they're going to be healthier. They're going to be less reliant on the healthcare system. They're going to be able to do more things. And it's like, if you don't teach that at a young age, it's going to be that much harder to build it up later.
It's interesting. You just made a good point. Maybe we take out one tournament. What a tournament costs.
Yep.
And make that like an education seminar. Make it how much sleep does a kid need? Talk about mental preparation. You're stressed out or you have anxiety. Let's teach you breathing techniques.
Yeah.
Take out one tournament. I don't know.
Take out one tournament, buy one less stick. I'll cut my own throat in my business too.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's a lot of things
focusing
sometimes
on these type of things that are foundational. Right?
Foundational. Great word.
And then even, I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm any type of expert on the education system, but like, we're running a baseball camp right now and we're sitting here going like, oh my God, these kids all day, like it's a lot to keep them engaged and it's a lot to keep them from, just misbehaving or whatever because they're kids.
I know.
But what can we do to keep them regulated and having a bit more of that, being able to and be used to.
You mean you don't just throw a movie on and walk away? Because that's what they were used to do when I was taking my kid to camps. It was like, oh, you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You need them for a full day, and I'm using it like a daycare. Yeah. But it's not really a full day of good care.
Yeah. And then, and would those kids be able to pay more attention in school if, they got some of that physical need to, be able to get that as an outlet? I don't know. I feel like it's gone so far back and, it used to be I forgot my shoes and you would sit at the side or you'd play in your bare feet. But now there's like a million excuses under the sun. I don't know. It's like you don't want to force people to do it. But if you didn't learn math, I think that also would be a negative to getting older. You need that skill just as much as I think you need the skill to understand how your body works if you want to function.
I wonder if there's like this foundational stuff when you're talking about nutrition is really important when it comes to soft tissue that holds knees and shit together, right?
Yeah.
So I think that might be a really important factor of the first 10 years of these children's lives and building a good, strong ligaments and cartilage.
Yeah, and I mean, if someone's listening to this, and I don't know who's listening here.
I'm sure there's some experts out there.
Yeah. So not every kid is an athlete. Not every kid is geared towards sports, but, and it's a big but. But every kid is growing up to you hope they take care of their body.
Yeah.
So from
every
yoga,
kid needs their body later.
Later in life. So from basic breathing techniques, maybe sun salutation, but coping mechanisms or posture or bone strength, it's not about athletes. I changed my mission a couple of years ago when I get these teams. I'm like, you're not coming to me to be a better hockey player. You're coming here to be better humans, is what I changed my whole protocol.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're getting to our last couple minutes here. Well, we covered some good stuff.
Well, I felt like we were really serious. Are you guys just funny jokesters? Because this was serious.
No, I don't know.
People laugh at us.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, I don't know that the humor is necessarily.
They think they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, that's huge. And we talked about the resilience. Like we've actually the last couple of guests with Bruce Downey on, and just talking about resilience, and Dr. Rob Graham on, like all of these. And again, like all of those things are these are all tie-ins to whether you are training and have a hope of going on to become an elite athlete or be a recreational athlete who just has participation, because we also
I'll
add
another sort of element into what I think is part of the problem or the way we look at the problem self-esteem is so important.
Okay. We
right?
didn't even have time to talk about
And
self-esteem.
so whether you're going to be an athlete or not, knowing how to take care of your body so that you have some self-esteem about your body and you feel comfortable with your body, the body you have.
That is excellent. Right? Excellent.
And,
point,
if we work on those foundational things with everybody, it's not to build more athletes.
Exactly.
It's just so that they learn how to take care of themselves.
Yeah, it's the one thing I do stress with my young kids is confidence. Nobody can take it away from you, and how do we build it?
Yeah. Well, like I interview and I meet a lot of people in their later stage of life, and the only ones that are still agile at all are the ones that had some activity where they had put strain on their bones so that they reacted and had that density build up, right?
Yeah.
And not all of them weren't athletes or anything, but they worked in the garden, or they walked, or they did stuff that was prepared them for when they're 80, right? And it makes a big difference.
Well, working with your hands versus, typing isn't really always working with your hands, and like so many of the jobs that we now find for people to do, that's what it is. So, but it's amazing, I think, what 15 minutes a day, or even like the hotel workouts you gave me, so that I'm away on a weekend. There's no reason why I can't. We have a lot of downtime. It's just how can you use it, and finding some discipline to be able to do it.
Real quick one, and not a lot of people like gyms. I hate gyms. I don't lift weights. I never pick up anything unless I'm doing something with it. Yeah. But that's just because I'm cheap.
Or flipping a roof.
Or flipping a roof and getting injured because I didn't do it right. I got lost track.
Yeah, real quick question. You don't like gyms?
No, okay. The real quick question is farmer's walk.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm a big
functional
proponent
fitness.
Of functional fitness. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
That's what I do all the time when I'm trying to keep my mind straight, and carrying things is really good.
Groceries. So listen, okay, I know we have to wrap it up, but my first client this morning, wonderful woman, 80 years old. I have her squatting to the box.
Yeah.
She says, "Why are you getting me to squat to this box?" And I'm like, "Do you sit on the toilet every day?" Yes, the answer is yes. So that's functional fitness.
Yeah.
Farmer's walk is carrying your groceries from the car to the house.
Yeah. Balance it out, and then it does you good. Park away from the front of the store.
Yeah.
The little things. For
Park
people
away
that
from the store. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyways,
you're also less likely
We're
to
going
have
to
your car
have you in
scratched.
again and talk about golf and other things.
Oh, yeah, golf for sure. Talk to me about golf. Okay. Yeah, and I only keep looking because I have a client at 3, but we're good. We're good.
Yeah. What topic did we miss that we should have you back for?
Yeah, you said, self-esteem. It was about the self-esteem and the confidence. And that's huge, especially in this crazy tech phone. Yeah.
The mirror?
Yeah, if I could groom, like if I had just all young people, it would be self-esteem, confidence. I'm not on Facebook, but when I was, it screamed low self-esteem.
Yeah.
And I think that was why I had to get off. One, it made me feel badly too about myself. And I don't need that. So if you had me back, I'd love to talk about that. Yeah. And no, I think we covered the menopause part. That's my big focus right now. And I think we covered it. So
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
It's good talking to you.
Yeah.
I haven't met you yet. So really, this is the first time. I know your mom.
And I've heard your name for sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure I've never darkened the door of a fitness club. So
So why start now?
Yeah.
Okay.
You've been in boxing gyms before and trained and done other things. It's all different.
But no, it's I working outside is my thing. But that's a different story.
Chopping wood.
Chopping wood. No, I try to take care of myself. But I just don't like gyms and mirrors and that whole sort of.
Yeah, Fitness 705 has no mirrors.
That is true.
I like that idea. Yeah, I like that idea.
Do I have a mirror? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No,
in the bathroom. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one of the many reasons why I initially gravitated towards CrossFit, and then now it's Fitness 705. It's meant to be about the people.
Yeah.
And about functional fitness. I know we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, okay. I definitely would have thought that was a scary thing too, or just not something I wanted to be a part of. But Lindsay and maybe what we could talk another time too would be about maintaining fitness for moms after having kids. Like what a journey that's all about. So, but yeah, no, this was great. So we'll have lots of things to talk about
I like it.
in the gym.
Good.
So
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
All right. That's about as smooth as a wrap-up as we can do, eh, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily to edit. Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Sportscast Spotlight interview with Trista Bernier.